Good morning. Good morning, Michelle and Kelly. Good to see you. So we'll start in a couple minutes, and yeah, or actually, we're going to start very, very soon, like right now. So yeah, and everyone can join us when they're ready. All right. So thank you so much for coming. Hi, Clara. Good to see you. All right. Be them on camera. What does that mean? Can everybody see me? Clara, can you see me? I'm getting this tap input to viewer to be in your broadcast. Oh, okay, I get it. Okay. Anyways, so let's begin. Let's take a moment to just sit tall and supreme. Close the eyes. Bring the attention inward. Nothing to do, nothing to seek. Everything we need is already within. Let's begin with the sound of Om first, to call divine attention to the self. Imagine you are everywhere. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your mind in God alone. And in God will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. Those are words taken from the Bhagavad Gita, the sacred text of yoga. And they remind us to tap into the divine consciousness that we call God in this lineage, but whatever resonates with you is what you attune to. So whether it's a divine presence, a divine spark that resides within, or a force that surrounds us, I invite you to just explore that idea that we are all connected to one another through that force and through that divinity. So I'd like to do a mantra today called Om Shri Gayama, and that is a mantra that honors Mother Earth, and I thought it was appropriate seeing as we celebrate Earth Day this week, and it's a healing mantra for the earth, and it reminds us to just come back and just appreciate all that she gives us. We have to think of Mother Earth as a being that provides for all her children, of which we are some of them. So let's just sing to that idea. So it's calm response, and so I sing the verse and then you can repeat. Sorry, let's try it again. beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses. So let's begin the practice. Come to standing. So we're going to start off with breathing for inner healing, and this breathing can be directed to ourselves and as well to all beings. So let's think about those who are especially suffering from the coronavirus or otherwise. Stand with your feet about 10 inches apart and bring the arms forward with the wrists at the height of the shoulders. The wrists are loose so that the fingers dangling down, it looks like a tap. As I count to 8, you're breathing from the heart to the crown. Imagine all the healing energy rising up between those 2 points. Hold in the breath and the attention at the crown. As you exhale, the breath leads back out through the fingertips. Imagine all the impurities and the sickness draining out at the same time. Inhale, heart to the crown. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding the attention at the crown. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale out through the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Heart to the crown. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding the attention at the crown and the breath. 4, 5, 6. Exhale out through the arms. Send all the impurities out with it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Heart to the crown. Breathe in. Holding at the crown. All the attention is there. Exhale out through the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring the arms down now. And then bring them in front of the heart in that universal gesture of offering. Feet together. I'll chant the mantra for purification once. If you know it, you can chant it along with me. If you don't know it, just listen, just allow sounds wash over you, and you get all the benefits, all the same of purification of not only the body and everything within, but of the grounds and the space that surrounds us. Om pavitraha pavitrawa sawa vashtanga topiwa yaha smarit pandritaksham sabahya pyantraha sachihi. Lower the arms down now. Let's begin the exercises. Easy ones to begin just to get the blood moving in the body. So start to move the head in circles. Move in a way that is conducive to the condition of the body. Don't worry too much about the breath. Just move the body, the breath will follow. Just allow the breath to deliver a sense of fluidity to the movements. And then roll the head in the other direction. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. No matter what the body's doing, imagine the mind is just like a witness watching everything. Now the shoulders rolling backwards. As the shoulders lift up, feel as though the torso are being raised up out of the hips a little bit more. And then bring the arms into the movement to amplify the effect. Think of the shoulder blades as the wings of the heart. Exercise them to the fullest extent possible. And then roll forward with the shoulders. Tune into the sensations. And then bring the arms into the movement as well. Keep moving gracefully, just as you see in your mind. If you're seeing the body moving with grace, chances are the body will execute it just the way you see it. Or just try your best to do so. Left arm up, inhale, stretch. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, come back up. Exhale again, lean. Inhale up. Try to keep the wrinkles out of the right side of the body as you lean. Inhale up. Exhale, bend. One last time. Inhale, come up. Exhale, stretch left side of body. And then coming back up. On the exhale, inhale, right arm up. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale. Exhale. And then coming up. And go a little bit deeper with each repetition. Again, bend. 2 more. Coming back up. Move as though your grass is blowing in the wind. 1 last time. And bend. And then coming back up. Next exercise is called Breath of Joy. First 3 movements are done on an inhale. Last one, an exhale through the mouth. So keeping the body erect on the first 3 movements so you don't throw the body too much, around too much. Exhale is a big release. So it looks like this. Okay, let's do it together. Make sure you do it with exuberance to make it live up to the name. Breath of Joy. Big gestures, lots of breath. 2 more. Last one, just stay hanging down. Just allow the body just stop bouncing around so much. And then slowly start to pull your body back up. Good. Shake the wrists, fling the hands from side to side, completely loose through the wrist joint. And up and down. You shouldn't even be able to see the fingers moving. They're going so fast. They're like a blur. And then bring the arms down by the sides and just start to swing from side to side. As you feel comfortable, start to move faster. Allow the arms to hit the body every which way. Let's shake it around. And then start to come back to a slower pace, eventually coming back to stillness. One more time, one more exercise to say. Take the arms up, interlace the fingers, press the heels, your palms up. Inhale, lift up off the heels. Exhale, lower the heels down, drop the shoulders. Inhale again, rise up, nice and tall. Push up through the heels, your palms, lower down. Inhale, rise up, charge the legs. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last time, inhale, lift up. Lower the heels. And then here, just lean back on the heels. Spread the toes and take the toes up off the mat. Inhale again, press up to the fingertips. Spread the toes as wide as you can. And press the toes back down. Release the arms. Let's come to the top of the mat now. Bring the hands together at the heart center. We're doing sun salutations, and this is a good all over body exercise and stretch. Bring the hands to the heart. Close the eyes. Come back to the intention of offering up the practice. Imagine all the benefits that we receive through this practice being transmitted to all beings everywhere. Let's move together as one to stay in that collective mind. I'll do it slowly at first, so to demonstrate. Reach the arms up over the head. Come down. Bring the hands to the ground. Bend your knees if you need to. Keep your chest close to the thighs and your hands right down onto the ground. Right foot steps back. Lower the knee down, equestrian pose. Drop the seat right away and low and lift the chest. Come into high plank. Immediately lower down knees, chest, and chin. Turn the hands out a little bit so you can bring your chest down and your elbows close to the body. Now pull with your hands in a backward sense. Propel the body forward into cobra. Chest forward, shoulders down, and head back. Roll over the toes back into downward facing dog. Lift the seat up and back. Look to the hands, bring the right foot forward. If it doesn't make it there, you can lower the left knee and just use the right hand to assist the foot forward. Drop the seat down nice and low. Bring the feet back together. Pull the body against the legs, head down. Come all the way up to standing. Reach the arms over the head. If you have the flexibility, arch back a little bit. Bring the hands back to the heart. Inhale, raise your arms up over the head. Fold down. Again, bend the knees as you need to make the practice accessible. The poses to your ability. Left foot back into a lunge. Come into plank. Lower knees, chest, and chin. Elbows close to the body. Drag the body between the arms. Coming up into Cobra. Roll over the toes back into downward facing dog. Left foot steps front to the hands. Sink down through the seat, head high, and bring the feet together. Pull the body against the legs, head down. Come all the way up to standing. Hands back to the heart. Reach up. Keep watching the body moving in your mind, gracefully. Seamlessly link the poses together through smooth transitions. Right foot is back. Into plank. Lower down. Slide through between the arms. All the while the mind, you're just watching the whole process like you're the witness. The mind remains completely undisturbed. The right foot is forward again. Feet together. Uttanasana. Fold the body in. Come all the way up. Return home. Left side. Go down. Left foot back. Into plank. Just ride the breath. Imagine you're riding the energy of those around you who are practicing, wherever they are. Into Cobra. Back into downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward. Right foot joins, bow to the legs. Come all the way up. Return home. Again, make as though you're doing a dance. Move with grace and power. Right foot back, sink down through the hips. Into plank. Lower down, moving in a way that doesn't disrupt the mind from its calm state and that doesn't put the body into a state of pain and suffering. Right foot forward, for that's not what you want to offer up to anybody. This is an offering. Fold the body against the legs. Come all the way up. Return home. Again, reach up. Go down. Left foot steps back into the plank. And down we go, knees, chest and chin. Glide forward into the Cobra, stretch the front of the body. Retreat, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward to the hands. Land the foot ever so quietly. And Uttanasana. Bow down. Head low. Come up. Standing salute. Hands back to the heart. Let's do one more cycle. Reach up. Go down. Right foot back. Try to make every movement, every posture look like an offering and feel like an offering. And back into downward facing dog. Right foot forward. So everything should be done to the best of your ability with no judgment, however. Just do your best. Come up. Back home. Pranamasana. Left side. Go down. Left foot. And then the right. Move with mindfulness and reverence. Come forward and up. And back. Left foot steps forward. And then the right foot joins. Bow to the legs. Come all the way up to standing. Return home. Take pause here. Close the eyes. Breathe in. Breathe out all attachments to any results. Let go of any expectations. Remember that your body is a temple and is a vehicle to carry out acts of compassion and loving kindness. So it starts with your own body. Treat your body as such. Good. Throughout the practice. So remember that as you practice. Move according to your conditions. So we're going to start off by the forward fold, hinge at the hips, bend the knees. You can bring your chest onto your thighs. Interlace the fingers behind the back, and then pull the hands back as you extend the chest forward towards the knees. And then you can use the body to push against the legs, then the feet up, the legs further back. If you're more flexible, perhaps the seat will come directly over the heels. Inhale, keep on extending the chest forward, towards and beyond the knees. Exhale, keep pressing the body against the legs. If you want, bring your nose between your shins. Imagine the top of the head resting on the tops of the feet. Now bring the hands back down onto the back and in front of the feet. Push down into the hands, lift the heels, and then rest the shins on the backs of the arms. The knees are right in the armpits. Lean forward a little bit so you feel more weight on your arms, the backs of the arms. If you feel comfortable, those who want can go into Bakasana. So you keep pressing into your hands and lift up the toes. If you need to, you bend the arms a little bit so that they form a shelf for the legs to sit on. If you want to keep your feet on the ground, that's all good. Stay there and just practice again your weight over your heads. If you're in Bakasana, shift your weight forward, head comes forward, press into your hands, and just throw the legs back. Coming down onto the belly, flatten out the toes, inhale, come up halfway, bring the arms so the shoulders and elbows are in the same line. Pull against the floor as though you're tugging the floor towards you, at the same time propel the chest forward. And now really press down through the arms, the hips and the legs, like you're encased in stone. Imagine you're made of stone like a statue, like the Sphinx. Be very still. Trying to embody all the characteristics of whatever you're representing to foster likeness or sameness with all beings. Put yourself in their shoes. Now push into the hands and lift the elbows up off the mat. Push the chest forward a little bit, keep the shoulders down and bring the head back. You're trying to make a C shape with your spine. If you're pretty good here, you want to go further, walk your hands closer to the body. Then you try to get the inner legs and the feet to come together. So coming closer and closer to approaching the cobra pose. If you're more flexible, you can take your hands right beside your hips, push into your hands and come up. Chest is up. Head towards the seat. No wrinkles in the lower back. Keep pulling the chest forward and up and away from the seat. Tuck the chin in, bend the toes under, and back into downward facing dog. So in downward facing dog, a few just soft bounces through the chest. Try to get the chest towards the ground. Inhale, pull the seat back, slide your hands forward. Exhale, just try to soften the line of the back. Imagining your slide at the playground. So seat at the top of the slide and shallower at the end of the slide. So just try to get the arms to come down a little bit closer, the chest to come down towards the ground. One more inhale, pull the seat back, curl the tail under. Exhale again, soften through the heart. Allow the head to come way below the arms. From here, we're going to bring the left foot between the hands. Back knee comes down, flatten out the toe. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, drop the seat all the way forward. The more you drop your seat forward, the more balance you'll have. So if it's aggravating your knee, you just fold the long edge of the mat over. But again, if you keep your hips forward as much as possible, bring your seat down, the pressure will not be on the knee. Raise the arms up, circle down, take the body with it. Each time the arms come up, feel the body extending further by the hips. Come down. Inhale, up. Exhale, circle down. This time as your arm comes up, stay up. You can join the hands together, index fingers pressing together. Rock the shoulders up and down, back and forth. And then pull the arms right up, arms straight. Send them back behind the head if you can. Drop the seat, crescent moon. Push the chest towards the sky. If you're more flexible, try to imagine lying on your back And visualize the index finger going over the back toe. There's lots of different levels of practitioners here, so move according to your condition. One more extension through the fingertips, through the whole body. Inhale, lead the chest, come back up. Press into the front knee to come upright. Left heel moves in, front leg like a right angle. Turn to the right. Arms out to the side, Sukha Virabhadrasana. Then tip down, left hand down, right arm up. Easy triangle. Press the right shoulder back. Keep the left shoulder with the knee. If you want to go into a bind, you slide your body down, pull the body in so that you can get the arm underneath the leg. So the body's at about the height of the left knee, and then join the fingers, lock them together, pull the right shoulder back. If you're more flexible, you can take the right wrist in your left hand. Pull the body back against the leg. Option here to come into bound triangle. If you're more advanced, bring your weight into the front foot, bend the toes under, and lift the knee up off the ground. Try to get the right hip to come up so the leg straightens, eventually the left leg as well. Keep the head low, keep wrapping the back of the body around the left inner leg. Release the hands if they're in a bind, hips and shoulders forward, lower the left knee down. Inhale, come upright. Raise the right arm up at the same time, going to the outside now, the other side. Take the right hand to the outside left knee, left hand guides more length into lower back. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Exhale, turn to look over your left shoulder. Chest facing the left. If you want to go deeper, you know the variations, go ahead. Or take your elbows to the outside of the thigh, left hand presses into the right. Make sure you press into the hands so the body rises up higher than the thigh. And then start to spin so your chest is facing up. If you want to bind, again, make sure you pull your body in a little bit so your elbow is below in the space underneath the knee. Slip your hand in between your leg and your body. Left arm comes over the back. And join the hands. Roll the left shoulder back. You may stay here or go into the revolved bound triangle. Bend the toes under again, lift the knee off the ground and spin. So you're spinning your feet so they're parallel to one another. And then lift the seat, head down. Do it the other way as you can see. One more breath. Telescope the head forward, away from the hip. Get long through the side body. Exhale, rotate a little bit more. And then release. Bring the hands back down onto the ground. From here, we're going to come into lizard. So you're facing the front end of the mat, left foot is forward. And just rock back and forth. Your hands on the inside of the left foot. Slide your right toes back further. Drop through the seat. Eventually just rest in the pose. Bring the toes flat on the ground, knee on the ground. If your shoulders are lower than the knee, you can bring the right forearm down and maybe the left forearm as well. Try to get the body to come down close to the ground, maybe right on the ground if you're flexible. So if you can, get the chest right on the ground. Extend the head forward. Exhale, settle into stillness. Now, if you're having trouble getting down, just imagine there's a big weight resting on the top of the seat, and it's just bearing down on your hips, and the lower body, eventually the rest of the body will follow and come down. One more breath, telescope the chest and head forward. I'm going to come back onto the hands. We're going to make our way into pigeon here. Pull the left hip back, walk the left toe in, heel toe it in, and then rest the thigh on the ground. The knee is in line with the edge of the hip. Right toes back. Inhale, pull the body up so the root comes up off the ground. Engage the legs as though you try to squeeze the mat, scrunch up the mat between your knees. Exhale, use your knees to stretch the mat back out. Root of the body comes down. Inhale, lift up high through the heart, get long through the front of the body, and then start to come forward. On your belly, if you can come all the way down. If you need to stop in between and stay up a little bit higher, then do that. Left side of the seat stays grounded. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, melts deeper. Forehead down, and then you make an expression like you're being completely humble with the head down. Surrender to the practice. One more breath, elongate through the fingers, through the right toes. Walk your hands back. This is called Dharmasana. So you're just sitting more on the left side of the seat. Pull the left foot forward so it's more in front of the chest. Your leg is more than 90 degrees. So here you're just trying to reach forward. Instead of the chest going over the middle of the foot. And then you might be able to get your elbow against the foot. If you're very flexible, you could get even your shoulder. If you're less so, just place your elbow in front of the shin, where it's accessible. Or move your foot back a little bit to the left so that makes it easier to get the elbow in front. Now right hand pushes into the left. Inhale, press the chest forward towards the thumbs. Exhale, roll the right shoulder back as the right hip moves towards the center line of the body. As you push into the foot with your arm, just try to lengthen the side body. Make sure that the left side of the body is not getting all wrinkled. And then roll the right shoulder back. Turn the face up. Break the pose. Bring the hands back. From here, back into pigeon and back into down high plank. Lower the knees, chest and chin down. Remember, turning the fingers out a little bit helps to keep the elbows in towards the body. Come up into cobra. Telescope the head up. Come onto your fingertips. If you can, get your hips a little bit further forward between your hands. Get the head up as much as you can. So the shoulders and the head are over the hips. And then pick up the feet. If you can, imagine you're squeezing socks behind your knees. Some of you might be able to eventually get the toes to come right to the head. Bring the toes back down, press into the toes, back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Side plank, Vasisthasana. Move the left hand towards the right, keep your hips high, just spin on your feet. So the toes are facing the back right corner. And then release the right arm. Keep your hips away from the ground. If you need to, you modify by bringing the left shin down on the ground. If it's your forearm, your wrist, you come right down onto the forearm. Okay? Other variations, if you know them, go ahead. If you want to lift the right leg up or place a foot on the thigh, go ahead. Press the hips up. If you can even take the right knee into your right hand. Your hips and your shoulders have to be facing up, your chest. And maybe even the foot, for those of you who are more advanced. Left foot should be flat on the ground. Left hand as well. Come back out of the pose. Pushing into your left hand, smearing it into the mat. Come into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Immediately soften through the heart. Allow it to fall towards the ground. We're going right to the other side, Vasisthasana. Watch your body moving your mind. Imagine it moving gracefully. Right hand moves towards the left. See how my hips stay high, just like I'm still doing a downward facing dog, but sideways. And then lift the left arm up. Take your modifications as you need to. Or spin a little bit so your chest is facing up, your base of the big toe is grounded. Keep the arm fully extended, and you can take your left foot onto your left thigh, or take the knee up, or maybe the foot. Release. Keep the hip high, press into the right hand to return to down facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Right foot comes forward between the hands, back knee comes down. Flatten out the toe, inhale, rise up tall through the heart. Exhale, sink down through the seat again. Raise the arms up, circle down. Open yourself up to grace. Reach up again, exhale. And again, reach up, circle down. This time keep your arms up. You can keep your hands apart if that's easier for your shoulders, or Kali Mudra, index fingers together, interlace the other fingers. Pull the arms up. They should be straight, no bends in the elbows, to imitate the shape of a crescent moon, and take the arms back. Imagine you're lying on the back. Stretch it out. Pull the body out of the hips. Stay more upright if you need to. Remember, this is your practice, customized according to your needs. And then we're going to come back up. Bring the hands to the front knee, push into the knee, and come up right a little bit more. Turn to the left. Sukha Virabhadasana, easy warrior 2. Easy triangle, by bringing the right hand down now to the inside foot, the left arm comes up. Do the same variation as you did the first time. If you did a bind, go ahead, move the body in so that shoulder is below the knee, and then you can take the whole arm underneath the leg, so it makes it easier to take the bind. The bind is beside the seat, behind the right thigh. From here, round triangle if you like, bend the toes under, shift your weight into the front foot so you can lift the back knee up off the ground, and then raise your left hip so the left leg straightens. Eventually try to get your right leg straight. If you need to keep it bent, it's okay. Keep your shoulder with the knee. Lose yourself in a pose. Release the bind if you have the bind. Bring the hands down to the ground, hips and shoulders facing forward. Lower the left knee down. Inhale, come upright into the twist. Go to the other side. Keep upright if this is your preference. Or go deeper. Elbow to the outside of the thigh. If your hand is close to the shoulder, you need to push down a little bit more so the body can come up higher. And then the body has more room to spin. Take the right shoulder all the way back. Again, if you know a bind or how to get into a bind, don't waste your time, go ahead. Right shoulder moves back. From here, if you want to go into the bound revolved triangle, you can. Again, bring your weight into the front foot, bend the toes under and left so you can lift the knee up off the ground. Spin your feet so they're parallel to each other. Toes facing along the edge of the mat. And then you try to straighten the legs. I'll do it this way. See a little bit better maybe from the other side. Head is towards the ground. Break the pose. From here, place hands back down the ground. Turn towards the right, so your right foot's in front. Lizard. Prepare by just moving back and forth. Coming down lower and lower until your hips coming down as low as you can, as they will. Left knee comes down, left toes flatten, and then just try to get as much extension as possible from the toes all the way to the top of the head. If your knee falls away from the body, walk your foot further out so the knee and the foot stay in the same line. Again, if you're flexible, come down onto the forearms. If you're more flexible, come right down onto the chest. Fix the gaze just like the lizard does. keep reaching out to the toes, the top of the head. And from here, come back up. Moving into pigeon. Pull the hip back, left hip back. Heel toe the foot towards the left so that it lands in front of the left hip. Take a moment to come upright, fingers alongside the hips. Inhale, pull body upright. The root comes up off the ground. Scrunch the mat up between your knees, and then stretch the mat between the knees. Inhale, come up nice and high, and then come forward, keeping the length. Again, you just stay higher if you need to. Keep both sides of the body as long as possible, equal length. Root down to the right side of the seat. If you're more flexible, come down lower. You might come down in the forearms with your hands, head resting on your stacked fists, or straight down. Lose yourself in the sensations. Remember, don't go to a place of pain. That's not what you want to offer up to anybody. Now we're going to come back towards the hands coming towards the body. Just sit more on the right side. Pull the left foot in so that your left leg is not doing anything. It's relaxed completely. And then just bring the right foot out a little bit so that the foot is in front of the chest. Move it a little bit further back if you can, if your hip allows for it. And then it'll make it easier when you come forward. Your center chest is over the middle of the foot. So you can get your elbow in front of the foot, or more flexible, your shoulder. And if that's not happening, elbow just in front of the shin where you can. Okay, so just try to get as much extension. And then bring your hands together at the heart. Press the left hand into the right. You want to rotate the left thigh inwards and the left shoulder outwards. So your chest eventually looks up. You get a twist along the side body. Try to get the chest to look up. Each time you inhale, you press into the foot and you extend the body out of the hips. Make sure the right side of the body, the underside, is not getting all jammed up. One more breath. Inhale, extend from the top of the head. Exhale, roll a little bit more. Left shoulder moves back. Then you exhale, release. Bring your hands back down in front. And then from here, take the knees back, all the way back into child's pose for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then creep your way like a snake moving through the grass. Coming up into cobra. If you want, upward facing dog. Lift the hips and the knees up off the ground. Slide your hips, drag your hips forward. And then try to lift your thighs and hips as far away from the ground without, again, shortening the lower back. Keep pressing the chest forward. Bring the head back. Pretend you're howling at the moon. Back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Side plank again. So modify as you need to. Lower down onto your left knee if you need to come into the pose. If you want to try the variations, go ahead. Move the left hand towards the right. Move into Vasisthasana, side plank. If you want to go into wild thing, just slide your right toes further back. Planting them beside the left knee on the ground. And then coming up. If you want, you can spin on your hands, slide your left foot in, come into Urdhva Dhanurasana if you know how to get there. Right? So just practice according to your abilities. Those who are advanced, I invite you to explore your variations. If you don't quite know what I'm talking about, then best maybe to just observe and maybe just take it a little slower at a time. Good, especially if you have limitations. And then come back into downward facing dog. Come back into side plank, then to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. On the other side now. If you're going into wild thing, make sure your arm is fully extended and your hip is up. So so that you don't hurt your shoulder. Keep your arm fully extended. Slip your left toes back, plant the toes, and then you just flip your hips and shoulders up. And then if you can, if you know the variation, smear your hand into the mat, right foot moves in, left foot moves beside the right, Urdhva Dhanurasana. And to move back, you spin on the right hand again, and then from here, you reverse the whole thing. Keep your hips high, keep pressing into the right hand, and come back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out, soften. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look to the space between the hands. You're going to bring your feet there, whether walking or jumping, whatever you like to do. So push into the hands and then come forward in the space between the hands. Lower the seat about the line of the knees, Utkatasana, fierce pose. Charge the lower body by squeezing the legs together or towards mother and bring the arms up. Legs should be parallel. Ideally, the inner feet and the inner legs are joined together. Now close the eyes, settle into stillness. Try not to allow the effort and the heat to distract the mind. Stay calm. Swing the arms down to the right. Do it this way so you can see. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Right arm up. Turn the body as much as you can. And maybe you can press the right hand to the left. Try to get your chest up towards the sky. The seat at the height of the knees. And release the right hand again. Allow it to fly back. Look down. You want to bring your weight into the right foot so that you can slide your left toes back. And if you want, you see if you can balance on the right foot. Lift the left foot up. Bring the knee up as high as you can. Keep the head close to the ground. The belly is on the right thigh. And bring the left foot back down. Back into Utkatasana. Lift up through the heart. And then swing the arms down to the other side. Switch again. Right elbow to the outside, the left knee. Left arm up and then press the hands together. Prayer position. Try to get the center of the chest right in line with the thumbs. Left shoulder moves back. Then allow the left arm to fly back. Look towards the front. Bring your weight into your left foot so you can slide the right toes back. Allow your body to sit on the left thigh. And then see if you can bring the right foot up off the ground. Break the pose. Right foot comes down. Side to left. Come up into your fierce pose again. Shoulders back. Come all the way up to standing. Bring the hands to the seat. Separate your feet as much as you need to. Toes can be on the edges of the mat. Coming into standing back bend here. So you want to bend your knees so you're like you're sitting on a horse. When you take your hands to the seat, you press the hips forward. You use the hands to tuck the tail under. And then from here, you drop the shoulders back. Lift the heart, roll the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards, activate the legs, and then you might be able to straighten your legs. And allow the head to go back if you feel comfortable. If not, keep your chin into the chest. Those of you who want can slide, walk your hands down the backs of the legs. Maybe you can bring your hands all the way to the floor or hold on to the heels. Keep rolling the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards. Some of you might be able to come into Urdhva Dhanurasana as well. One hand at a time, release them, bring them over the body in front and hands down on the ground. To come back, one hand at a time. If you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana, bring one hand to the leg behind on the ankle, and then the other hand. Keep lifting up through the hips. Imagine you're being lifted up by the hips. Slide your hands up all the way to the seat and come back up. Walk your feet back together. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release the arms down by the sides of the body. So we'll do one more pose, balance pose. This looks like a standing bow pose, or actually we'll do dancer, okay? Then if you want, you can go into the bow pose. Standing on the left foot first. Raise the left arm up, pick up the right foot, hold the ankle. And then you can sink your weight into your left foot, bend the standing leg a little bit as you pull the foot back into your hand. Try to get your thigh parallel, and then you re-engage your leg by pressing the shin and the thigh back. Press the foot into the hand, keep your chest forward, your gaze up. Those of you who want, you can take your left hand around, come up a little bit if you need to, take hold of the ankle, and then again, press the ankle into the hand, and try to make your foot at the same height as the head. So stand, looks like a bow pose, but you're standing. Turn by pulling the heel towards the seat. Keep pressing into the left foot, the toes, especially the base of the toes. Release. Take a moment in Tadasana. Breathe in. Breathe out. Just allow all the tension and the effort to drop out of the body. All mental reactions and all negative emotions, let them go. Start anew. Bring the mind back into a peaceful state. Try it on the other side, all the while visualizing the body and your mind moving. Right arm up. Take the left foot. Flex the toes, bend the toes back, and then come, sink your weight into the right foot, bend the standing leg if you need to as you push the foot out. And then you can start to push the thigh and the shin back. Coming into your dancer, this variation. Or if you want, pull the heel towards the seat, take hold of the foot with the other hand as well, and then start to push the foot back out. Then re-engage the leg, right, charging the muscles below and above the knee. Come up, chest forward, imagine a bow pose, and try to feel it with your body. If this is, you can always stay a little bit higher, a little bit straighter for those of you who are a little bit more entry level, okay? Tuck the tail under. Do what you need to make the pose accessible. All right. Now we're going to come back. So pull the heel back towards the seat and try to release gracefully. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. We're going to come down onto our mat now. So come to the top of the mat. And then just, we're going to bring your feet out. You're just going to come down with your arms out in front, your feet parallel. Try to keep your back straight as you come down. You have to play with shifting your weight into the backs of the feet a little bit more. Imagine you're sliding down a wall, tuck the tail under. Keep adjusting so your shoulders are coming back a little bit so you don't come too forward. Good. Keep imagining flattening the body. Back of the body so it's nice and straight. And when the seat is close to the heels, lower down gently. Extend the legs, continue to make your way down slowly. Try not to drop down with a big heavy thud. And when you're down on the ground, take a deep breath in. Exhale, imagine you're fainting. Relax completely. Let go of all fatigue and all struggles. Raise your arms up over the head, come up to seated. You can roll onto your side if that's easier. So we're going to do Baddha Vajrasana, different options here. Shift to the right, bring the left foot behind. So The foot is beside the seat. If this hurts the knee, then keep it in front of the body. The foot is just in front of the right side of the seat, the thighs in line with the hip. Okay? That's a modification. Bring the right knee up towards the body, shoulder at the knee, and bring the heel up to about the line of the knee. Keep pushing the chest forward, keep the back straight, and then if you want, you can raise the leg up straight, Kranchasana, heron pose. You think about the long lines through the heron's body, and you try to emulate that with your own. Try to keep the lower back lifted, and bring your leg towards the head as opposed to slouching forward to meet it. And then bring the foot back in line with the knee. Lean back. Keep the shoulder with the knee. So that when the heel comes down, it's right near the top of the hip, the leg, right in the middle of the thigh. And then if it doesn't offer any resistance, if your knee doesn't talk to you, like to stop, then you pull the heel into the hip crease and you allow the knee to come down. Support it from underneath if it doesn't come all the way down, or alternatively, bring the heel in towards the roots. Again, if your knee is in front, your left knee, you can just sit with the heel, left heel in the roots and the right toes coming to the left knee. I'll do it this way for the twist just to show. Inhale, sit up straight, left arm up. Exhale, bring the hand into a fist and push the fist against the back of the knee, the right to the knee, outside. Left hand can come behind the back, right down the center of the back. Inhale, lift to the chest. Exhale, turn to look over the right shoulder. If you have your feet in lotus, your right foot in lotus, bring your body over the right thigh, swing the right arm around the body, and you might be able to use your left hand to guide the hand forward to find the foot, or you press your hand into your thigh, or you take hold of your shirt. Lift up through the back of the body, exhale, turn to the right. Both sides of the seat grounded. Twisting from the hips, and then feeling a twist happening, starting there. Eventually the shoulders will follow around as well. And coming back to face forward. From here, release the legs, shake them out. Go to the other side. Lean towards the left, fold the left leg back. Take your modifications as you need to. You want to have both sides of the seat down equally. Left knee comes up to the shoulder, the heel, the height of the knee. And then stay there, or bring the legs straight up, shoulders back, heron pose, Kranchasana. You want to bring your attention to all those areas that you want to find release. So in this case, probably the back of the leg. Direct your attention there, and then that's where the prana and the vital force will go, to releasing that area. Bring the foot back down to the line of the knee, lean back so that the heel comes down close to the hip already. And then if it's no resistance, move it into lotus. Do any of the modifications that I showed you before, or go into the other variation as well. Chest over the left thigh, so you can bring your left arm around the back and maybe find the foot in your bind. Inhale, right arm up. Take the hands to the outside of the left knee. If you don't have a bind with binding the foot, just left hand is right behind the center of the seat. Right close to the body. No, don't bring it far away, your body will lean back. So you want to have the body straight and upright. Breathe in and breathe out. Twist a little bit deeper. Feel the weight of the seat just grounding, making you feel grounded. And then just twist right above the hips and then continue with the rest of the body. exhale brings you back. And release. Massage the knees. Headstand, Shilshasana is next. If you have a headstand already, you know what you're doing, then I invite you to go ahead into your headstand. If you're not sure about headstand, you have never done it before, lots of different options. I'll demonstrate a few different levels depending on your comfort. You can either just keep your forehead to the ground in front of the knees, hold on to the heels and lift up the seat so you roll onto the top of the head. It's the easiest, that's the most basic option. It's still an inversion, you just get all the benefits. If you're feeling a little bit more adventurous, hands and the head form a big triangular base. Bring your hands back where you can see them, the arms at a right angle. Then lift up the seat. Options to walk your feet forward and just squeeze your knees on the outside of the arms. And as you press into the arms and vice versa, you might be able to lift the feet up off the ground eventually. So you really have to press, squeeze the arms with your legs and press into your hands. You might be able to as well keep your shins, the top, bottom of the knees, just pressing against the elbows, push into the hands, and you might be able to come up. Or just hot potato, one toe from one toe to the other. Okay? Go according to your comfort level. Those of you who are in headstand, you can close your eyes if you want. If you're comfortable, focus on the space between your eyebrows. Be still in a pose, leave the body alone. In every pose, you try to find the ability to meditate, and you can only meditate and be steady in a pose if you really tune into the qualities and the consciousness of the pose or the being that you're representing. We're going to start to make our way down. If you're in headstand, start to come down with control. Pull your hips back a little bit, press into your hands, and come down lightly and gently. Once you're down, rest in child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Lift the head. Bring your forearms forward. Different options to train you to eventually find comfort in forearm balance. So you bring your arms, your elbows underneath the shoulders, bend the toes and lift the seat. So option one, you can bring your palms together and then come forward into plank, your chin over the fingers and then back. So you do this about 5 times, try to keep the core engaged all throughout. If you feel more comfortable, your hands are flat, walk your feet up towards the elbows, lift one leg, keep the foot close to the body, flex the foot, bend the toes back. And then just get buoyant here, so just use your knee to push into the belly to get your hips forward. Okay, so you can do this. Eventually, if you have your feet close to your elbow, you don't have to jump much. You press off the toes, you push into the arms, and then you come up into your forearm balance. You keep your gaze beyond your fingertips. Alright, so again, you bounce. Don't jump up so aggressively. You're going to land on the other side. So you just press up. You should be able to always look behind a little bit and just maybe come up on your tippy toes. Keep pressing the arms. Okay, so let's give that a little try. And then switch legs and do it on the other side. Again, be mindful in your practice. Be safe. If you don't feel comfortable, then just maybe wait until you're able to get with a teacher. All right. Try it out. If you find a balance, just stay and be steady in the pose. Keep your legs split is always a good idea. You keep pushing through the base of the toes so that you adjust so you can stay in balance. Okay, so you either push through the front if you're falling back down, or you push through the other foot that's closer to the behind you so that you can come down if you're going too far the other way. And we're going to come down child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out, relax. Roll your way up, find your way onto your back. Once you're on your back, take a deep breath in. Exhale, imagine you're fainting. Relax, let go of all fatigue. Okay. Shoulder stance, queen of the postures. Arms beside the body, raise the legs up 90 degrees, push into the arms, lift the back up off the ground, and bring it back down. Don't come down big with a big, fast, hard landing. Control it. Come up a little bit higher. Most of the back is up off the mat. Press into the arms to lower your seat back down to the ground softly. Next time you come up almost so you're just on your shoulders. If you get that and you're able to, bring your hands to the back. See if you can walk your elbows towards one another and press into the back so that your hips come forward and your toes come over the chin. If you need to, you can just rest your seat and your legs can be a little bit more. Other options, bend the knees. So come into a tuck. This makes it a little bit more accessible. All right? Or sit on your hands with your legs straight up. We'll do the pose, the variation that you're comfortable with. And once you're there, bring the body into complete stillness. Close the eyes. Bring the attention to the space between the eyebrows. And then the best part of the pose. You meditate in the pose. You watch the darkness behind the forehead, or maybe you find a vision to see in that space between the eyebrows, a darkness there, or perhaps a lotus flower or an Om symbol. Just bring your attention to that image and just try to keep your mind one pointed on that point of focus. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, but deeper within. And without changing the attention of the mind, if you can, lower the legs into plow pose, halasana. If your feet happen to find the ground, you can take your hands behind your back, rest your hands on the ground, or if they don't come down to the ground, maybe it's a little bit easier to just keep your hands on the back. Option to drop the thighs against the body and bring the knees on either side of the head. Press into your back a little bit more so your seat can come directly over your shoulders. Withdraw from your senses. Try to make your way out. Hands behind the back on the ground. Control descent. Keep your legs close to the body as you roll your way back down. Don't go all the way down. Stop when your legs are about halfway down. So about 45-degree angle. Good. From here, bring the arms close to the body, elbows hugging the rib cage, fingers pointing straight up. So your forearms are vertical. Dig into your elbows, lift the chest up off the ground, the head. And then bring the head back, rest top head on the ground. If this is too much, you can bring your legs all the way down, okay? Otherwise, Bhastrika breath. Pant like a puppy, do it through the nose. Charge the legs, keep going with the strong breathing and fast breathing. If you want, you can release your arms, extend them in front of the legs with your hands together. If your legs are up, bring them down. Arms down, and then come out of the pose. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Relax. Good. to bring the knees up. So rest your thighs on the belly. Separate the knees so the knees are close to the shoulders, and just press down onto the shins. And then pull on your shins, slide them down to the ankles, and place them down on either side of the hips. From here, press into the arms, lift the seat up off the ground, tuck the shoulders underneath, come into bridge pose. Chest is high. You want to feel as though your knees are over the heels. So if you feel like your knees are not there, if they're over your toes a little bit more, push into the arms and try to bring more attention to the top of the chest. Bring your chest so it looks like a wall. Chest forward. You can stay here or release the hands one at a time. Bring the fingertips on either side of the head, fingers slightly facing out, elbows up. Push into the fingertips and then drag your head back behind the hands. Turn your hands around, flip your fingers so the fingers are facing the feet. And if you can, you come right up into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Lift the head up off the ground, lift the heels up, whatever you like to do. Stay in bridge, remember that's always an option. Anyone who knows any variations, go ahead. If you want to come up to standing, you can do this, or jump to the other side. The advanced practitioners only, okay? So if you know what you're doing, go ahead and explore those. Stretch the whole body, arms, legs, try to straighten out. And then start to make your way down. Lower your body down, your head down, and then come down. Breathe in, breathe out all fatigue. Good. Now your knees are bent, your feet are flat on the ground. Just as we did when we started in the bridge pose, just bring your right knee, your right leg up, your knee to the shoulder, take hold of the right ankle, and then pull the foot towards the head. If you can, you extend your left leg, try to get the left leg flat on the ground. Keep pulling on the leg until the foot comes closer to the head and the leg straightens. If you're very flexible, you can bring your foot down beside your head, or like infinity pose. Try to keep your left foot extending forward so the leg flattens right down on the ground. If you're very flexible here, you have an option of going right into Hanumanasa from here. So just listen carefully, or just tilt your head up so you can see. You keep holding on to the right ankle, and you just roll to your left. And then just land in Hanumanasana. If you didn't quite make it, you just bend your leg if you need to, and then you start from here, and then you can push out. Okay? So, different options. Lie on your leg, or beside your leg. Couple more breaths. You remember, you can stay on your back the whole time. This is all fine. Those of you who are in Hanumanasana, or halfway, you take hold of the ankle and the toes under, and you roll back. And then you extend the leg, getting ready for the other side. So, everyone else, release your leg and change sides. Left knee comes into left shoulder, pull on the ankle, getting it closer to the head. You can keep the right foot flat on the ground. And that. Okay. Alright. So again, extend the right leg. If you want to go into Hanumanasana, for those who are quite flexible, no limitations in the hamstrings, you can release the right arm, press it down into the ground so you can roll more gracefully. Keep holding onto your foot, and then pushing the elbows and making your way right into Hanumanasana. Or if you didn't quite make it, so you have to let go of the foot, just do what you need to. Just go in there and pose as gracefully as you can. Okay, so you can stay high if you need to, if you're not quite down. And then bring the body forward, over the front leg or beside the leg if you like, depending on what you like to do, what feels good. Those of you who are in Hanumanasana, start to roll back the same way you came. So come back to the left and then roll back down, up onto your back, and then release the foot. Bring it down, breathe in, and breathe out. Relax. From here, we're coming into a twist. So bring your feet up. Bring your legs into an upside down table. Cross the left leg over the right. Some of you might be able to hook the foot around, the left foot around the back of the right shin. If you want, go ahead. Bring the right foot down and then just bring the knees all the way over to the right. Left arm extends. Keep the back of the shoulder flat on the ground. The shoulder starts to pop up away from the ground. Just keep extending the arm until it flattens out. Try to get your chest as wide as possible. Take your attention to the back body, all the way along the spine, right up to the top of the neck. And release, go to the other side. Untangle the legs and then cross the other way. Right leg comes over, hook the foot on the back of the left shin if you can, left calf, and then take the knees over to the left. Right arm extends. Try to feel stretching on the back of the body. Try to create as much distance between the right shoulder and the right knee. Release Shavasana. Come onto your back. Allow the feet to fall away from one another and the arms to come beyond the edges of the mat a little bit away from the body. The palms are facing up. And then just allow the body to relax and to yield to softness. So you're just trying to make the body as relaxed and comfortable as possible. Just let go of all effort. Imagine a beach. Imagine the waves rolling onto the beach. And as the wave rolls out, it takes all the debris with it, so the sand is left completely smooth. In the same way, imagine a wave coming into the body, bringing with it all the benefits that we generate through the practice, all the love, all the efforts, all the prana, the vital force. Bring it all the way into the body. And as it retracts, as it comes back out, it takes away all that you don't need, all the tension, all the resistance, mental and physical resistance, and emotional reactions as well that are negative. Leaving the body in a completely calm and soft and serene place. Each exhale, it's like that wave moving out, taking out more that you don't need. Each inhale is like the wave coming in, bringing in more and more of the love, of the good energy. feel as though all the energy were going right to the spiritual heart, in the center of the chest, where the highest self, that we call God in this lineage, where God resides. And doing so, since that is a common thread that binds us all together, that divine spark, you're sending out the love to all beings as well. Now, bring the awareness back to the breath. Start as well to bring the awareness to the body. Coming back into your physical being. Feel everything starting to awaken. The fingers, the toes, arms and the legs. The face, the vital organs and systems that animate the body start to come back to life as well. With the utmost gentleness and reverence and mindfulness. Once again, coming back to the idea that the body is a temple through which you exercise your practice and bring it out off the mat. You prepare to come back from Shavasana and back into a seated meditation pose. Move quietly so as not to disturb any serenity that we created. once you're seated, we're going to do a little bit of breathing exercises. So just, we'll do positive breathing to put your mind into a positive mindset, and this is a good breathing technique. So when you're feeling anxious or angry or depressed or anything like that, if you do it long enough, like 10, 15 to 20 minutes, you'll feel like you're on a natural high again. You'll feel happy. You have to believe in it, however. So what we're doing is we're breathing through the right nostril, which is associated with the Pingala Nadi, which is associated to that bright, vibrant energy. And then we will only do a little bit today just to get a sense of it, but you can practice this at home now that you have the technique. So left hand in Chin Mudra, you bring the index finger to the base of the thumb, and then you just rest it on your left knee. The right hand in Vishnu Mudra, second and third fingers fold down. The right thumb controls the passage of breath through the right nostril, right ring finger through the left nostril. But you keep your left nostril closed the whole time in this one. So it's only the right thumb that's moving and closing and opening the nostril. The count is 8, 6, 8. You don't have to engage the locks, just hold the breath. Okay? So it's not long enough and not worth it to engage the locks. So let's begin sitting up nice and tall. Again, we're breathing through the right, breathing in, breathing out. And when the hold, we close both sides of the nose closed. We have the attention at the space between the eyebrows. So breathe out completely. And close off the left nostril with the right ring finger. Inhale through the right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close the right side. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale through the right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale to the right. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding the breath. Attention to the third eye. 5, 6. Exhale out to the right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale right. Fill up the lungs as much as you can. 7, 8. Holding the breath. 6. Exhale, release the right side. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale again, right side. Holding the breath. Exhale, right. Count of 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep the count steady. Inhale. Holding. Exhale, right. Inhale. Holding. Exhale. Try 5 more cycles on your own. Once you're done, return your right hand to the right knee. And just sit quietly, tall and supremely still. Bring your attention once again to the spiritual heart, located in the center of the chest, the residing place of the divine spark, as to say, the residing place of God. Feel a strong pull and a deep love for that which represents your true nature. For your true nature is love, is compassion, is boundless wisdom and potential. Always come back to that reality, that truth, that you are God. God is within you. You're never separate of God or of any beings. We're all one. Think of all beings as your universal family. And every encounter, see them as your own child, your own father, your own sister. See them as you. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All is within. Namaste. Thank you so very much for coming and joining us. See you next time. There's a Kirtan tonight, well, this afternoon at 4 o'clock on my OmBuds Kirtan page. So, yeah, if you tune into that, it's a very uplifting practice that makes you feel really good inside. It helps to release emotions, very healing in this emotional time. So I encourage you to try it if you haven't tried it yet. And so tune in 4 to 5:30 today, OmBuds Kirtan page. Thank you so much. Namaste.